Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurrect Autos HQ. So guys, today it is Monday morning, nice and early. Today we are actually going to be working, or I'm going to be working on Tom's car. Do you remember Tom? Dave's son. He come in and done his work experience with me a few years back now, a couple of years back now. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And he's actually 21 tomorrow. So happy birthday to Tom for tomorrow. And we've got to try and get his car fixed. Basically, let me bring the car in and then I'll explain exactly what's going on. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys. Got Tom's car, the Fiesta, in the workshop. So yeah, this time, basically what happened, I've got to tell you a little bit of the story, the background of why it's here. So basically Tom was driving down, I think it was Devon, Southampton, that way, I think it was. And he's actually going to a funeral with his girlfriend. And the car, he was driving down the motorway and the car just played up. Just suddenly started to play up. I think it went into limp mode and he didn't have much throttle. He had to pull over and then he eventually got to a services and got the AA to come out because he's got AA breakdown cover. They scanned it, had a look at it and said that it was the crank sensor at the bottom of the engine, not the cam, the crank. So crank is at the bottom, cam is at the top. So they said it was the sensor, crank sensor at the bottom. So got it recovered back to Tom's house, Dave and Tom's house. And then the next day, they went out there and it started straight away. And it just kept starting. Like Dave kept checking it, it just kept starting. So Dave brought it over to me and said, can I just have a look at it? Just check the sensor, scan it, just see what I can find. When I scanned it, it come up with loads and loads of different random codes, like really random codes. And when I scanned it and found, I think it's about 18 just random electrical codes, right? So I thought, maybe it's the battery, like playing up. Because that's what happens sometimes. If the battery is too low or starts to fail, it really messes up with the car's electrics. And it throws a loads of codes in the scan tools. So that's what I thought, it could be the battery. So I tested the battery, absolutely fine. The battery did not need replacing. So really, really weird. So and I wasn't getting that crank sensor code when I scanned it because obviously the AA guy must have cleared it and then it weren't coming up when I scanned it. So I cleared the codes out. I had it for the day, driving it around. It started every single time with no issues. It just started straight away. So I said to Dave, look, I've gone all over it. I've checked it. I've spent some time just seeing if I can find out, pinpoint, clean. I clean the around the sensor, and it was just a really strange situation. And he took the car, got halfway home, and it done exactly the same thing. It cut out on him, just went into limp mode, couldn't get no power, wouldn't drive, just proper throwing its toys out of the pram and would not play ball. So then what happened was, so Dave managed to tow, Dave used his car, Tom was in his car, and they towed it back to the house, which was just around the corner, weren't too far. So they'd done that, and then they just kept trying it, just would not start, just kept cranking. So it'll crank, turn over, but wouldn't fire. So Dave messaged me and phoned me up and said, look, can you just change the sensor? So what I did, I got a brand new crank sensor from Ford's main dealer. And I went over to his house and I changed it for him on his drive to see if that was it, because it kept coming up, that crank sensor. And he said, just change it. It's probably going to be the cheapest way to see if we can resolve the problem. Anyway, changed the sensor. Exactly the same problem. No change whatsoever. Just will not start. So I said, you might be better to get an auto electrician out just to check wiring, check maybe the body control module, bits and pieces around the car. Got the auto electrician out, and he really couldn't find anything in the system, and was a bit sort of unsure. And then he spoke to another friend of his, and his friend said it's going to possibly be the reader ring. If you've changed the sensor for a new one at Ford's, it's going to be that reader ring that the sensor picks up and reads. Without that, it's a magnetic ring. Without that, it's not going to start. So, yeah, that is where we're at today. Because the auto electrician, when I got the car back to here, the auto electrician come back here. I stripped it down a little bit so he can test the sensor. Because at that point, he couldn't get to the sensor to strip it down. So it had to be up in the air, wheel off, plastics down, just to get to the sensor. So he wanted to do it here, basically. So that's what we did. He come over, tested the sensor, tested the wiring, and there's communication between the wiring loom, the ECU, the body control module, and the sensor. So there's no break in the wire. So that actual part of it is fine. It's not... Do you know what I mean? So he's tested the ground, he's tested the live, he's tested all the wires that are in there is absolutely fine. So it's not the crank sensor. So, again, he turned around and said, it's got to be that reader ring. There's nothing else really that's going to stop it from firing up. So, that is where we are at the minute, guys. I've got a new reader ring from Ford's. The reason why you basically can't just buy that. It's a bit. I can't get it out. You basically can't just buy this new reader ring. You have to buy it with the actual. It's one piece basically, and it comes with that cog there, and that is connected. That is connected to the timing belt. So Dave said, look, while you're in there, it's got to come off to get this off, to get the old one off. It has to come off, right? The timing belt, because that timing belt goes around that there. So while you're taking it off, change it. And it hasn't done a lot of miles, this belt. I've done the last one it's had done 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. And Tom's only done about 5,000 miles in this car since all that time. So it's not done the mileage or the year, but Dave said, while you're in there, just switch it out. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to try to resolve this issue with this new reader ring. And it is magnetic. You can see that it's a magnetic part that goes around. So if that's what the guy's saying as well, is that if that's broken in any way around... yeah, or split or damaged or worn, it will have an effect on the starting of the car, because the car doesn't know where the crank timing is. So let's get set up. I want to strip it all down, get to that crank sensor, the old one, the reader ring and the gear, and we're going to see if we can see any damage. But it's the only thing that, I don't know if any of you guys have any other suggestions, but it's the only thing that we're leading to now, because yeah. And obviously, whilst I'm in there, I'm going to strip it all down, and then I'm going to pin it on the timing, top and bottom, to make sure that it's not a timing issue. I very much doubt it is, but I like to just check. So what I'll do is we'll pin it up, check the timing, show you that, and then we'll strip it down, take the bottom one off, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, that is what we're doing today. The battery seems to have gone completely dead, so I can't even show you that it just cranks. But I will set you up I'll put a jumper on it. I will check it quickly just to make sure that it doesn't even matter. We have to change these parts. Do you know what I mean? Because because it was happening, it was running for me. I was starting it. Dave was starting it, and all of a sudden it's not starting. So it's like something that's on its way out, failing. So that's why we went to that reader ring where it's probably failed. So yeah, let's get set up, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me show you a little bit closer. Just starting stripping it all out, it's taking it all to pieces, and you can see there's the old belt there. It's a little bit worn, you can see that line's coming through, but I think, yeah, I think he definitely had many more miles in it than it needs to be changed. But you know, we've got to do this work, so we've got to get that cam. We've got to get that reader ring off. And let me show you, because I've already took you can do the crank pulley. This is the crank pulley, okay? So I just undone the bolt, pulled that crank pulley off, and look what I found. Can you see that? Look at these pieces here. Now, these pieces are off that reader ring. So this is definitely our problem. It's definitely our problem, guys. You can see, let me just get you a bit closer. Can you see it just here? There's a gap. See it split? Just there. Completely split away, off, broken. Don't know if there's anything else. If there's anything else that's come off or broken around, but that piece there definitely come from that bit there. So it looks like this is the issue. So let me get a little bit further along. I'm gonna because obviously you've got a pinhole there at the top. See that little pinhole? That's a locking pin that goes through, but we can't do that until we get the belt off. But I will mark it up in some places and bits and pieces just in case. But yeah, it shouldn't move. So yeah, it's looking like it's definitely the reader ring that is our issue. We're going to switch it over with the gear, and hopefully that'll be it. But yeah, it definitely don't like it because it can't read. The sensor can't pick it up and can't read it, can it? But the trouble is with it, you can't even see that. It's just so buried behind all the plastics and the crank pulley at the bottom. You just can't see. You know, you can't even see the reader with that crank pulley on. And that's why it needs to be all stripped down. So hopefully, guys, and hopefully for Tom, this is going to solve it, and this is our problem. It's looking like it is. So let's continue. I'll take the covers off, take this cover off, get that out of the way, and then start taking the belt off and the water pump as well. We're going to change the water pump. It comes as a full kit, this new timing belt kit. We've got to take the belt. I did say to Dave, I said, look, Dave, it's not done a lot of miles. Do you want me to put this original one back, the belt? He said, nah. It's a false economy. Just get it done, change it over, swap it out. So that is why I've got the timing belt kit with water pump, and it's obviously got to be a Dayco. I only use Dayco, so yeah. But it's just a shame because obviously that is something's happened. Do you know what I mean? It's on there. So yeah, it's a really weird thing for it to break and snap off. But I suppose it's just wear and tear. It's the original one. I've got to be honest. It's the original reader ring. Even though I've changed the belts before on this, we've done new water pumps, new belts, all that sort of stuff. You don't ever change that reader ring until it's broke. And this car is actually just over 180,000 miles now. This car's done, so it is getting up there. So that is the original part. So yeah, let's get set up. Let's get it all stripped down. Let's get it off and have a good look at that reader ring just to see how much it is actually broke. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me show ya. Where's my torch? It's down there. Hold on. Right, so as you can see, remove the water pump and then just clean up the area surface where we're going to put the new water pump in place. We are still pinned up at the top. I pinned the actual the fuel. Is that a fuel pump? Anyway, nothing's moved. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I have removed now. I have removed the reader ring on this one. So let me show you exactly where it's come apart. And yeah, I just got the pieces that I found and took them out like that and put them in. Just wanted to see where it was sitting, and was there anything else missing? And it looks like it's just these two pieces that I found on the other side of that crank pulley. But you can see that, like, look at that gap. Look, and that's as you're cranking it, this is spinning, and if it ain't getting a constant, continuous read signal, you're going to have problems. And this is obviously his problem. This is what happened. I can't see anything else just cracked or split around it. Oh, that bit's starting to go there, look. So, yeah, it's just looking like a wear and tear part. It's just one of them things, really. Probably because of the age. Because I've not actually replaced one of these before. So I'm thinking the mileage has probably done that. I've got to be honest. So yeah, you know, we'll put in our nice new one, and we shouldn't have any problems. And that should just, start straight away. Once we put it all back together, definitely got to put a new water pump in because it comes with a kit. So we'll get that out of there in a minute. We'll put the new water pump in. And I really want to have a good clean up behind that crank as well, that crank pulley. Just have a good clean up behind there, just tidy it up a little bit, you know, nice and clean. And yeah, it's just do the reverse and we'll see if it runs. So I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, we are nearly there. A few bits and pieces left to put in, headlight, under tray, plastic covered as well at the bottom. But nothing's going to stop us now from trying to press that button to see if this will start and run. I did put a bit of cardboard at the bottom as well. Just wanted to see if we're going to get any leaks at all. There's a bit that's dripped down, but I don't know where that's... Oh, that must be just a little bit of where I've spilt it. It's run down. So, but yeah, I'm going to leave it there like that. And then, because I did see a little bit of coolant from underneath, but I'm just checking, you know what I mean? Because I've spilt the coolant a little bit, it's throwing me a little bit to whether or not it's a leak on the water pump. But we'll find out. Hopefully it starts. So let's put the jump pack, give it a boost like that. Let's get in. This one has actually got a ghost immobiliser on Tom's car, so I've got to put the code in, which I'm not going to show you, obviously. So let me just put that code in now, and then hopefully this will start. So code, foot on the clutch, look at that. Just fired straight up. So it's looking like that was the problem. That's what the problem was that reader ring. I'm getting nothing coming down as well, so that's good. And she's ticking over lovely, exactly how it should be. But it just wouldn't have it. So it's definitely looking like, guys, that reader ring was the issue. that brake there. We just wasn't getting a signal. We just wasn't getting that signal communicating with the ECU, the body control module, and there we go. I've got to try it again. It might have been a fluke, but I don't think so, guys. I think we're all right. Straight up, literally on the button. Yep. So there we go. It looks like Tom's car is now fixed, and we can finish it all up, and he can come and collect it. I know he's like, Tom's climbing the walls to come and collect his car, but I understand, because once you've had a car for a while and then you lose it to a repair or whatever, it's yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because like you kind of depend on driving a car around and stuff. So yeah, he can come and collect it, and happy days. I think that's it. Before I go though, guys, I just want to quickly say, before I finish off, I've got to do a little bit more, so I'll finish it off in a second. But before we go on to that, I just want to quickly say a big shout out to Tom, because Tom has actually just completed his degree at university, all passed, all finished, all done, and now he can forget about that uni side of it, and you know, that sort of bits and pieces, and yeah, but he's just literally just passed. I think it was last week he passed, and it's his birthday tomorrow. So yeah, well done, Tom. And let me get your car finished. So I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me just show you all cleared, no codes on the system. So that's good. Just wanted to clear that out just so that it, you know, gives it a nice fresh start, really. I think on this one, it coming up with this door module on this one, so that might come back, but at least, yeah, at least it's all clear. And I wasn't getting no engine management light up anyway. Let me just turn it off. So we'll do it again. Ignition on. Got to put the code in, which is that. It beeps. Just straight up again. Yep, that was definitely the issue. But yeah, it's all nice and new, so hopefully that is sorted. I think it is. I think that definitely was the problem. That reader ring had split, and it wasn't given, you know, a reading correctly. That's why it weren't liking it. That's why the engine wouldn't start, basically. So yeah, sometimes it's mechanical, and you've just really got to go through the motions and go through the... I did change, like I said to you before, I did change the crank sensor for a brand new one, because that was really the cheapest thing to do first. But you can't... The thing is with it, is that you can't see that reader ring behind the crank pulley. You can just about see the outline of it, but you can't tell the condition of it because it's covered. It literally goes right over it and covers it, and you can't see it. So yeah, it's a shame I couldn't see it, but you just can't, guys. But that is the sorted now. I think Tom can come and collect it. Dave did say if I can get it done today, great. He'll come and get it today because, like I said, Tom is climbing the walls. He needs to get on his back in his car. So yeah, there we go. That is Tom's car complete. And I'm just glad that I've managed to help him and get it done and get it switched over. It is a big job, this, isn't it? Because I'm not just changing that part. Whilst I could have put the original on, and Dave said, it just makes sense to put a new belt on, a new water pump, and then he hasn't got to worry about it again for a while. So yeah, there we go. That is Tom's car finished. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget, guys, drop us a comment down below. Don't forget to tell Tom happy birthday as well in the comments. I'm sure he'll appreciate everyone's birthday messages. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.